Hello everyone. Let's now discuss question 9 of test 1 paper. So the question says student faculty feedback data may suffer from issues like accuracy, completeness, and consistency. Discuss each issue in the context like missing survey responses, contradictory ratings. Propose two other sorry, dimensions of data quality relevant to learning analytics. So the first one is accuracy. What it means? Accuracy means that each recorded feedback value correctly that reflects what student actually ended to report. The rating is true and error-free. Concrete examples is a student accidentally selects 5 out of 5 instead of 2 out of 5 when rating lab facilities. Second one is a transcription error when moving paper responses to the database, like 15 becomes 51, and sensor or automated capture like clickstream and mislogged due to client-side clock skew. Why it matters? Inaccurate feedback leads to a wrong inference. And about the faculty performance, misdirected interventions and unfair evaluations. How to detect it? Input validation. We can use range checks and allowed values. Cross checks with other data sources like corroborate, self-reported attendance with LMS logs. Outlier detection. Flag values that are far from student usual pattern or coherent norms. Provide an are you sure confirmation for an extreme responses in UI. Manual review for flagged cases and audit logs to trace the changes. Second one is completeness. What it means, completeness requires that feedback fields are present for each record. No answered question, no missing rows. Concrete examples are students skip an optional or a mandatory questions, like leave comment blanks or misrating a course learning objective. Entire cohorts missing because the survey link is not distributed. Why it matters? Missing data bias results non-response bias. If a certain student groups does not respond, measure will not represent the population. How to detect it? Monitor response rates by cohort, course, and demographic to spot gaps. Encourage completion by reminders, incentives, or shorter surveys. Used required fees for critical questions with careful user experience to avoid dropouts. Imputation strategies when necessary. Mean, median, model-based imputations or multiple imputations, but always report uncertainty introduced by imputations. Uh, Weighting responses to account for differential non-response. Third one is consistency. Consistency means that same meaning, format, and units are used across records and over time. There are no contradictory entries. Concrete examples: same instructor appears under two slightly different names, like Dr. Escobar versus Escobar. Conflicting answers from the same student in the repeated survey says never attended in one place or attended every class in another. Different rating scales used across courses 0 to 4 and 1 versus 1 to 5. Why it matters? Inconsistent data prevents reliable aggregation and comparison, producing misleading trends. How to detect it? Enforce canonical identifiers like we can use unique IDs for students, codes, and instructors. Standardize scales and metadata to store a scale type as a part of question definition. Data cleaning pipelines such as normalized text, we can use case and punctuation, unify categorical labels, and duplicate entries. Consistency checks compare related fields. If attended workshop is equals to no, but hours attended is greater than zero, then it is flagged. Two additional important data quality dimension are we can use timeliness and validity as an important data quality dimensions. So let's discuss first timeliness. How to up to date the feedback data is relative to the event being measured. Feedback is collected months after a course may reflect memory bias and be less actionable. Intervention like remedial classes, pedagogy changes, pedagogy changes requires near real-time data to be effective. Examples such as use short weekly pulse surveys more timely than end-of-term surveys. Track timestamps on entries and produce freshness metrics like percent of responses in last 7 days. Prefer streaming or periodic aggregated updates for dashboard marks that data clearly. Now, second is validity. Whether the feedback measures what they are supposed to measure. Construct validity. Why it matters? If a question wording is ambiguous, responses won't validly reflect the intended construct. Like rate teaching, does this mean clarity, friendliness, or availability? Validity problems cause wrong conclusion even if data are accurate, complete, and consistent. Examples are used validated question banks or tested items. Pre-test surveys with small group to identify ambiguous items. Use multiple items per construct and combine them, like teaching effectiveness measured by clarity and feedback timeliness. Perform factor analysis to check that items load on intended constructs. So this is all about the question number 9. Thanks for watching the video.